Hey there. So this behind me, thousands of dollars of equipment. And I'm not kidding, thousands. This is where I create most of my content, my live streams, my videos, my podcast, at least until now, because I think I'm gonna change things up and I'm gonna go way simple. So let's get into it. First, let's change the scene. One of the things that I struggled with, even when I was consistently live streaming every single week, pre-recorded videos. So I am definitely an advocate that whatever channel, whatever platform you're using, you need to have a good, well-rounded content strategy. And if you're on YouTube, you need to have pre-recorded videos, live streams, and short form videos. I really do believe to be successful, all three of those do play a key part. Now, you can still be successful with one or two or none really, I guess. Well, not really, that was a silly thing to say. But my point is that if you really want to be successful, I do think all three are important. I always struggled with creating pre-recorded videos because of the perfectionism that comes into play and the pressure that I would put on myself for a pre-recorded video. But I have all these thoughts and I have all these videos and all these things I want to share with you and these things I want to help you with, and I'm not creating the content. So I've been thinking lately, what can I do to reduce this friction? Well, one, I think I can lower my standard, meaning don't be in a perfect studio, don't be perfect audio, don't have perfect video. Two, be able to create this content a little bit more on the fly, meaning I shouldn't require the studio. And three, be able to just grab my phone and quickly get my thoughts out, because that's the other thing is when the moment of inspiration leaves me, or the moment of the spark, the moment when I'm on that walk and I think about that thought and I think about that thing you need to hear from me, I can't wait till I'm back in a studio or back in a certain situation. So sometimes I'm gonna need to be able to just grab my phone and start recording. So one of the things that I'm gonna be experimenting with are different environments where I can be creating content. Because the other thing is, I'll be honest with you, sometimes I get a little bit bored and stressed when I'm in my studio. It is my office as well. And I just feel more inspired when I'm outside or in a different space. So I'm gonna start creating content in what I'm gonna call unconventional environments. These are probably really common for vloggers, like outside on a walk or whatever. I've never been a vlogger. I'm not creating videos, blog style about my life or whatever. But I am gonna kind of try some different environments, and they may feel like they're vloggy, but they're not. So anyway, here are a few of the environments that I'm currently testing right now, and I would love to know what your thoughts are. And also, do you struggle with this same kind of pressure when it comes to pre-recorded videos? I'd love to hear in the comments what your challenges are, and maybe there's something I can do to help you out. Let's check out these unconventional environments. I did forget to mention that one of the unconventional environments is right here. So I'm actually standing over my kitchen sink, and the kitchen window is right in front of me, which, as you can see, is currently illuminating me big time. And then of course I have my kitchen in the background. One of the thing about these unconventional environments is there's always gonna be a downside. There's either gonna be background noise, or maybe the environment, the lighting's not gonna be perfect, or quite frankly, the audio might be echoey like it is a little bit in this room. So the benefit is that you're creating more content and you're doing more, but one of the downsides is maybe you're sacrificing a little bit of that standard that you've put on yourself. But what about your audience? What do they think? That's what's important. One of those unconventional environments that could pop up from time to time is inside of the car. So here's one of them. All right, so version 2 of car unconventional environment is in the car pickup line. So I'm actually, when I say car pickup line, it makes my daughter sound like she's like in first grade. She's not. She's a freshman in high school. She's just maybe a little spoiled because mom picks her up from school. I literally live 5 minutes from the school, and whenever I can, I like to do it. So it is a thing. It's good to get a break and good to get away, but you do have to sit in the line forever. Don't you hate that? Anyways, I digress. Squirrel. Okay, the car pickup line. Many of you probably do pick up your kids from school, and maybe some of you are thinking, what a great place, or you listen to podcasts, or it's a moment where you have 10 to 15 minutes to yourself uninterrupted. Great place to record some content. I think it can actually work. Disadvantage to car pickup line. You're gonna have to check your ego, because I'm sure that the person next to me in the car pickup line is watching me do this and wondering what the heck I am doing. The person in front of me may be looking in their rearview mirror wondering what I'm doing. Actually, yes, the person in the car next to me, I see them right now. they just turned around and they're like staring at me, like wondering what the hell I'm doing. So here's the deal. Like many of the times that you're going to do things in an unconventional environment, you are going to have to let go of your ego, because people are going to maybe see you doing what you're doing and creating the content, and you just got to let it go. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this go. I'm not going to worry about it. So what? What are you doing while you're sitting in the car pickup line? You're not doing what I'm doing. Now, if you're thinking about using your car as one of these environments, do not drive while you're recording content. I don't care if you've got it mounted and you're watching the road. Don't do this while you're driving. Not only is it illegal, it's dangerous. So don't be one of those people. Okay? All right. All right. Another unconventional way to create content, again, not unconventional, pretty popular, is to actually be on a walk. Now, most likely you're not going to be carrying a tripod with you while you're on a walk. You're not going to have all your stuff with you. You're just going to literally have your phone. So you could totally record a video with no microphone. You could just be holding your phone. However, one of the disadvantages of just holding your phone while you're walking, you're going to be shaky. You're going to be a little shaky. I should probably walk in this direction because that sun's going to be in the way. Now, other disadvantage when it comes to being on a walk is, like I said, one, holding the camera steady is the first thing for sure. But also cars are going to be driving by. People are going to be out and about. You might see someone you know, you might get interrupted, right? But the car is driving by, and also you just have to be a little bit safe. I think if I'm gonna consider recording content while I'm on a walk, it's probably not gonna be in the middle of my neighborhood like I am walking right now, because I literally just walked down my driveway and then here I am. Most likely it's gonna be in like a park or along the river or somewhere that maybe is a little bit more quiet, a little bit more private, and also not where there's gonna be a lot of traffic. This is another way to do it, and you gotta also consider the variation in the lighting that's gonna happen. But again, if you're just using an iPhone, it's gonna adjust automatically. It's gonna be great. Now, those of you that have watched some of my videos, especially my live streams, might think this looks a little bit familiar. That's because it should be. I'm actually sitting at my desk inside of my office / studio. Now, why would you want to record a video in your conventional space as an unconventional environment? Well, maybe I'm in the middle of something else, or maybe I don't want to get everything ready, or maybe I just simply want to make this raw and real. In fact, I'm not using any microphone at all. I am literally just using my iPhone. It's on a tripod, so it doesn't get any more run and gun or raw and real than this. And sometimes that's going to be the situation. You're going to be hit with something. Maybe your power's out. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's just something wrong and you can't use your normal setup and you still want to create that piece of content. Don't be afraid to skip the microphone sometimes, especially if you don't have it with you or whatnot, because as you can tell, the audio may not be superior, but it's good enough. Now I want to finish this video in probably what might be one of my favorite locations, and that is actually on my back patio. I'm just sitting outside. I'm able to set the phone down on my tripod. I definitely think that what's interesting is, I'm using a wireless microphone set, but inside the house or inside certain rooms, you get that reverb, that kind of like echo effect, and it's very difficult to get a really good audio quality. Outside, except for the external noises of cars and birds and things like that, it is one of the most soundproof areas because your voice is not bouncing off of anything. So you may already notice an absolute increase in the audio quality sitting out here. Now you may hear some background noise, like I said. Hopefully my air conditioning unit doesn't come on. That is definitely a disadvantage. And then of course, one of the other disadvantages of being outside is the variability in the environment. And that means the sun could potentially be behind the clouds, and then it may come out from behind the clouds and it may distract you while you're recording your content. And then of course, just the general weather conditions. So you're really only gonna record out here when the weather conditions are ideal. Being outside is one of the areas where I do feel like I probably will record more content. And it's just when I feel free and it's when I feel inspired. And that's really the whole point of why I wanted to kind of explore this option in general, is to just get out of the office, get out of the studio, change the view, change my, my level, my energy, right? Because my environment does create my energy. And sometimes when I'm stuck in my studio / office, it does stifle me a little bit. I'm excited to try this new style of content creation. Hopefully you liked the different examples I gave you. Now, obviously I could do a bunch more examples, being inside of a restaurant or a bar or a coffee shop or whatever. There's tons, but for the sake of finishing the video and getting it completed and out there for you, I just kind of wanted to show you a few of the environments that I'm going to be trying for my own content creation journey moving forward. Hopefully you found this helpful and inspiring. And also, what ideas do you have? Where are some places where you would think that you might want to try to create content? And then the last thing I just wanted to leave you with is, in these different clips, I talked a little bit about, advantages and disadvantages, which, by the way, how many times did I air quote in this video? If anyone wants to make a guess at that, go for it too. But anyway, my point is this. They're not necessarily disadvantages. It depends on how you want to look at it. I personally think that these are limiting beliefs. So, for example, the imperfect audio if no microphone at all. Well, okay, yeah, it would be great if you could have great audio, but if the audio or a perfect microphone is preventing you from creating content, then that is not a disadvantage, it's a roadblock. Therefore, it's a limiting belief that you think you need the perfect microphone to be using this style of content creation. And the whole point of this is to create more content. I want you to create valuable content, and I want you to stay focused on the message and what it is you're trying to get across. And I just want you to be less obsessed with the perfect video, the perfect editing, the perfect sound, the perfect studio. Just create more, and just add value for your audience, because if you're not creating content, there's nothing there and your gifts are going ungiven. And that is my goal, is for you to not let your gifts go ungiven. So don't let those disadvantages be limiting beliefs for you. So hopefully you found inspiration and use some of these tactics in some of your own videos moving forward. Thanks for watching.